观众朋友们，晚上好，欢迎来到我们
Hello
2023植物先
everyone.
行的活动第
Welcome
二
to
场
our
直播的
second
直
live
播间。
stream of 2023
植
Plan
物先
Forward
行由行动
series.
亚洲 A-Jun
Plan
发起的
Forward
同理
was
心选择
initiated
合
by
作网
ACT-Asia
CCN
and
正在
launched
推
by
进。
CCN
同理
Compassionate
心选择
Choices
合作网
Network.
CCN 是一个
CCN
由
is
亚
a
洲非营利组
cooperation
织及社会
network
企业组成
founded
的合
by
作网络，
non-profit
覆盖9
organizations
个
and
亚洲
social
国家。
enterprises in
从去
Asia,
年开始，
covering nine
我们
Asian
通过植
countries.
物先
And
行这场
starting from
活动，
last year,
以教育
through
的方
Plan
式帮
Forward
助公众
and
更
through
深入地
education,
认识这
we've
场活
helped
动和
people
消
to
费
better
行为如何对
understand
全世
our
界产生影响。
influence
从而
to
做
the
出具有
planet
同理心的
through our
选择。
production and
很高
consumption
兴
so
今
as
年
to
能
make
够
more
再次在直播
compassionate
间遇到大
choices.
家。现
I'm
在
glad to
有
see
请
you
我
all
们的
again
CCN
in
成员
today's
粮食
live
基金
room.
舒适
I
中
will
国区
now
负
give
责
the
人李伟老
floor
师接
to
棒主持。
Wayne, Head
李
of
伟老
China
师你好。
Operations for Meatless Monday in China. Hello, everyone. Hello, Monica. Hi, everyone. And also our other guest, Madam Kang. Good evening. Today, we will spend an hour together to discuss the secrets of sustainability in ingredient tables. We will have a conversation with our guest, Madam Kang from Hona Organic, and Chef A-Jun. So, to start, a brief introduction about me and what I work for. I'm the head of China operations for Meatless Monday under the Good Food Fund, which was founded in 2011. It is a public organization under the China Biodiversity Conservation and Green Development Foundation, so as to promote research and leadership to cultivate, with an aim to cultivate an eco-friendly culture. It is centered around transformation in the food system and promote people in China to adopt a healthy diet to improve our food system and the entire planet. It was initiated by the Yale University and Harvard University Sid Leonard. Our mission is to promote human, animal, and planet health through good food. We have come up with 8 initiatives: Plan Forward, Animal Welfare, Healthy Diet, No Waste, Local Sourcing, Recycling, Biodiversity, and Food Education. And during this process, Good Food Fund has 3 pillars of business. The first one is platform, second, spread of knowledge, and the third, activities. We have a range of different mechanisms and activities because I'm leading China's operations for Meatless Monday in China. So a brief introduction about this initiative. It is initiated in 2011 in China by Meatless Monday and Good Food Fund with an aim to promote human health and a healthy lifestyle. It has been funded for about 20 years, since 2001, and co-founded by the Public Health School of Johns Hopkins University in 2003. So it advocates that we go all vegan 1 day a week to practice a vegan diet. So we're also looking to find more cooperation partners and official prestige partners. We've also invited promotion ambassadors for Meatless Monday in China to come share with us their thoughts in today's live stream. So welcome you all, Madam Kang Liyan and Chef A-Jun, both promotion ambassadors for Meatless Monday in China. Hello, everyone. Hello, Madam Kang. Hello, A-Jun.
可以分别介绍一下自己。
So, lady first, Madam Kang, you can briefly introduce yourself first.
好的，大家好，我是舒适兽医在中国区的推
Hello,
广大使。
everyone. I'm a promotion ambassador for Meals Monday in China. You can call me Kang Kang. I'm from Hona Organic. It is a brand in China that focuses on organic condiments
很荣幸今
and
天有
prestige
1个小时的时间跟大家在这里有分享。谢谢各
good
位。
food fund, and I'm happy to have this opportunity to share with you. Okay, now Chef A-Jun, you can say hi to our listeners in the live room.
晚上好，
Hello, Win. Hello, everyone. I'm A-Jun,
很高兴
promotion ambassador for Meatless Monday. It gives me great pleasure to meet you here online and talk about what is a healthy ingredient list, what is a sustainable lifestyle. I've been working in the kitchen for over 30 years, transforming from animal-based diet to now vegan-based food. And I have started my own brand, A-Jun Light Vegetarian Food.
好的，谢谢阿军老师。那在正式
Thank you, A-Jun.
呢，我先给大家
So
一个福利。
before we start, I will review a surprise for you.
Act Asia ACT
You can
IA 的微信视频号以及粮食
check on our WeChat video account of Act Asia.
直播间，我们会给大家带
We are live streaming this discussion online, and we have prepared 2 rounds of lucky draw events
精美
to
口的这个食品礼包。
bring you some very fancy gift packages.
关注
So again,
呃
focus
亚洲
Act Asia's WeChat video account
视频何以为食微信号
and，our
我们到时候会
WeChat
给
public account.
这个行动亚洲的 Act Asia 微信号里头为大家带来2
So
轮的。
later today, we will have 2 rounds of lucky draws.
好的，那我们开始今天的圆桌探讨。
Okay, now let's kickstart today's panel discussion. We all know that I believe we're all familiar with ingredient lists,
品牌价格外，它其实
and it is another important standard other than brand and pricing when we choose what product to buy. Our 2 guests today are pioneers in the sector and promoter of
你们在超市挑选
vegan diet. So I want to ask, when you shop in a supermarket, how do you tell by the ingredient list about whether it's healthy or not? What are some of your standards and focal areas?
这个配料表。那请
What do you tell
有什么样的一个
by to see whether a product is sustainable and healthy? Do you have any tricks that you can share with our listeners today? So, Madam Kang, you can start first.
2022年我们国家新颁布的
In 2022, we know that China has initiated a China diet guidance,
所以说其实
and
我们在
it was mentioned that ingredient list and labels are important.
其实在配料表
So especially for packaged products, on the ingredient list, there are all the information consumers need to know, to learn about the product.
我们国家也倡议说会挑会
So by doing that, China is also advocating that consumers should learn to read labels.
所以说正
And there are 2 sides of a label, the front side and the back side. On the front side, we can see the name of the product, its features, and on the back side of the label, consumers can see the ingredient table. And it's important for consumers to pay attention to the ingredients when buying food.
刚开始工作的
I believe that when I first started working a few years ago,
也在做调味品，所以我们就
that time I was still doing work about condiments. So I was telling consumers how to read ingredient lists, what is additives,
就真的是
etc. So really, it's a pleasure for me that
加剂
over the last years, I haven't really been consuming much additives. So later on, I will show you what to look at when you read the ingredient table. I will share with you some of the details later. Thank you, Kang.
利用我们的食物
A-Jun,
配料。
when you shop in the supermarket, what do you do? What are some of your tricks and standards about ingredients of food?
好的，我一般进入超市的话，
Okay,
我看配
so
料表的尽
when
量
I go into a supermarket, I would pay attention to
配料表的字
the
最简单的一个就是，如果这个
well,
配
the
料
words
我打个比方啊，
of the ingredient list. For example,
然后配料
if I'm buying a peanut butter,
说明这个
there's only peanut and water on the ingredient table, then it is a clean
是一个，然后我
product. So that's my first trick.
生态或者有
And
机，我
also,
也是比较注重。我看这个
I
产品或者买的这个调料，
tend to
它是
focus on whether the product or condiment is organic and eco-friendly enough.
如果是调料的
I would
话，
prefer organic
选择一些
food and condiments,
就是我买的这个
and
配料， 它是不是
particularly those
就是买的
condiments that were made through fermentation,
尽量都选
like soy sauce, salt, etc.
2点吧，一个配料表的字
So yeah, the words, less the words, cleaner the product. And the second,
生态有机的，
organic
还有一个小点
ingredients.
发酵的，
In addition, yeah, fermentation ingredients table.
然后这个看看是不是发酵的，就可以
So to summarize, less words and organic and fermentation. That was A-Jun's tricks when he buys food.
调料上面我尽量是多选择发酵的
Yeah,
自然
that's my trick. Fermented
好的。
condiments.
那从食物方面呢？
Thank you, A-Jun.
那可能就是
So
可能像
what about
直接放出
food?
来了，如果像选自然有机这样我们的健康的调料，
Say brand
有很好的这样一
like
个发酵
condiments from Hona Organic.
您这块儿有什么
They have a very high standard for fermentation. What about food? General food that we consume every day. What are some of your tricks to tell that?
第一呢，会关注它
Well, first of all,
就是它
I pay attention to the
从食物从当地当季，然后它
place
的
of
运
origin
是不是可持续，
and transportation, whether the transportation is sustainable,
食物
the shape of the product.
可以打个比方呗，就是我们在选
I'll
择
give you
莲
an
藕的时候，
example. Like
如果我
when
们买的
we
莲藕皮是深色的，或者是有斑
when
斑
we
点点，
are
那个莲藕
to
是没有经
buy
过
a lotus root,
如果我买的莲藕是雪
if
白
the
雪白
lotus
的，
root is very
说明这个
clean and white and has a good skin, then it means that
所以说我
it
们
has
买莲藕
been
的时候再买
chemically
买
processed.
口蘑的时候，或者是我们买
So it's the same with
就是那种白
mushrooms.
雪白的，
If the skin looks really clean and
说好看的东西，
white,
就比较
then there must have been some chemical processing in it. Then that's
请问还
not
有
good.
吗？除了这一点之外，看看您还有什么
还有
经验呢？啊，
What else?
还有就是我自己个人比较喜欢吃
Well,
一些芽苗类的
personally speaking,
绿豆芽，
I prefer
尽
food
量我们多选择
like
一些不是长得
bean
很
sprouts.
或者是
So I would prefer to
大
choose
的那种
bean
长得不是
sprouts
很
that are not
很
really
那种，尤其是
in a
这
good
种
shape,
这种
really
是比较好的，
large.
然后它就是刚长出来，或者它长的是
And what I'm trying to say is that they are
这样它是
natural in a natural shape, and that shows that there is no
可以多选择那种
processing
长得
or
不是很整齐的，
artificial
不是很
processing
大的那种，
in the growing
长得很
of
普
this
通的
plant.
就可以了。
So normal looking, naturally grown bean
谢谢
sprouts.
阿军老师的
That's another small
刚
trick.
才呢，康康老师
Thank you,
也
A-Jun.
大概说了几点，这就变成了一个
Madam Kang also shared earlier
会看标签。
that
那我也知道
consumers should learn to
自
read
然有机
labels
自己有
and ingredient
自己
list.
的这个
And
调味料
Hona Organic,
生产线
which
以及我们
she
的
started,
产品
has a very strong production line that provides consumers with a series of clean
自然有机
condiments.
可以拿上来带着大家
So, Madam Kang, can you
包括进一步分享一下，可能刚才
show our listeners today with some of your products to show them how to pick the right, the sustainable products?
好的，刘伟老师，那接下来真的要分享一些干货，因为
So I will now share with you some expertise about food. I know that a lot of people studying food or work in the food industry don't have the habit of reading the ingredient list and the table when purchasing a processed, a packaged food. And more often than not, consumers tend to pay more attention to their flavor and their purchasing habit. For example, the other day, when I was having a drink with my friend, I saw sodium benzoate on the ingredient list, and I thought that ingredient is completely banned outside of China, but it's still used in some products in China.
Three types. The first one, ordinary one. Just like Mr. A-Jun said, it has a very long list of ingredients. Apart from water, food that we are quite familiar with, there are some other additives for flavoring or other functions that are all chemicals, which is not plant, but chemical. So this is what we call common ingredient. And the next level is food without additions. It's quite easy to judge. So we try to choose for the list of ingredients, and most of them are food. For example, peanuts, water, some sugar, salt, but things that we eat every day. But if there are some other chemicals, for example, benzoate, which is not food, so that is not zero additives. So if you see common foods in the list of ingredients, that would be the healthier, and the most healthiest is organic food. I've had more than 10 years of experience in organic food, and people may have misunderstanding of it. People may think, oh, you may just get a label on it and it is organic. However, organic food has nearly 30 years of history in China, so it has a criteria for it. How we can judge whether it is organic or not. Organic food means during the planting phase, GMO, antibiotics, or other chemical intervention are not allowed. And the land should be healthy too. A healthy land can plant healthy food. And 95% of the food should be organic. There is a limitation set by the country, so there is a proportion. For example, if we see the list of ingredients on it, this is a quite feature product of our brand. When you are in the supermarket, you have some sauce, for example, vinegar or soybeans, and you may see many chemicals that you don't know. And let's see, organic sugar, organic olive oil, organic water, that's all organic. So if you choose the product with all organic ingredients, then that would be organic food, more healthy. So when we cooperate with Good Food Fund, this is the direction that what we are working on. So if there are organic materials and organic ingredients in the organic food, then it is healthier. And we should pay attention to the ranking of those ingredients. And what ranks top? It means it has most in that food. For example, if you buy oyster in the supermarket and you can find oyster sauce rank the top, then it means it is the advanced oyster. So this is how we can make our diet more healthier and more sustainable. This is a very important thing, so I'd really like to share with you. Thank you for your sharing. And you answer a question that I've been curious about. Sometimes we just don't pay that much attention to the list of ingredients. Without that, the more expensive the product and the healthier it is. However, it is not the case because some organization has already set a standard system for organic food. So if you can find foods with organic labels or certificate, then it is organic. And there are also two factors that you should take into consideration. You can choose more professional and organizations with long history, for example, Nanjing Bohuan, which is the first organic system recognition system that was built in China, and also Bexer, which is a French brand, and also some other organizations in China. So if you choose those products, you can pay attention to those organizations. And sometimes the sailors don't know and they say, oh, our products are organic. So if you want to buy the true organic food, then you have to pay attention to its identity. Each bottle of our product has its own identity. For example, if we make this sauce with 10 kg the raw material, then we can only get the certificate for the certain amount of the raw material. We need to purchase all ingredients, all raw material, and then we send those products to get the certificate, get the identity. So there will be a code, and our consumers can just scan the code. Just like our human beings have our own identity, our products, our organic products, also have their identity. This is very important because sometimes in the supermarket, the sellers may tell you something, not that right. You may get wrong information, so you can judge by yourself. And the product, if the product hasn't got any certificate of organic and it has the label on its package, then it just means that the product is not that legal. So we need to find professional organization that can issue the organic certificate. And we also need to pay attention to the organic identity on the package of the products. And there will be a code. You can scan it and you can trace whether it is the true organic products or not. Because we have a national standard, 95% and 5%. If you want to buy the most high quality products, then you have to find those 100% of organic raw materials or ingredients, because some additives are allowed to be added into products to increase or to improve the flavor of the sauce. So if all ingredients in the list are organic, then the product will be 100% organic. And for Mr. A-Jun, we've collaborated for the past 3 years to promote our plant-forward activities. And we've been visited some healthy and organic farm. So we can tell Mr. A-Jun's idea that is plant-forward. So Mr. A-Jun is the advocate of vegetarian food. So could you please share with us the reason why we should choose this kind of lifestyle? Because I've been working in the kitchen and I work with all vegetables, ingredients every day. And you may not pay that much attention to the seasonings because we have more than 95% of seasonings that affect what we eat. But people often overview on that. And seasonings plays a really important role on our health. So if we want to eat a healthy diet, we have to choose really good seasonings. If you can choose the organic ones, then go for it. And over the past 15 years, I've been keep eating organic seasonings. And we've been promoting the organic, sustainable lifestyle from clothes to food. We promote organic ways because we wear clothes without any chemical materials. So from all aspects, basic aspects of our life, we choose to live in an organic way. And we have a project called From a Little Bit Sweet, from farmland to the table. We use organic food that we cultivate ourselves. We have canteen and we also have classroom. We want to bring these kind of organic ideology into almost all aspects of our life. You can participate in our classes and also parties. So over the past few years, we've been worked with many organic farms and canteens because, like I said, I've been working in the kitchen for a really long time. So we can combine the traditional cooking ideas with our modern ideas about organic food. We can combine all those factors. For example, eating locally and seasonally, we combine all of these into the recipe. I used to be quite fat, and I live in a way just like most chefs will do. But after getting know more about light vegetarian diet and organic food, I'm more healthier than 15 years ago. After eating in an organic way for 15 years, the most outcome of the expenditure of our daily cost is on food because our family pays a lot of attention to eat. That's how we become healthier. We buy organic food and make the farm sustainable and organic. If there are more farms on our planet, then there will be better land. So if we can make the land more sustainable and we can make our life, our body more sustainable. So I hope everyone can support organic lifestyle. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. You've talked very detailedly about the relations between ingredients and our health. In the past few years, after the pandemic, more people care about their health increasingly. So we'll see later if we have more time to discuss about fermentation. Well, time did fly. That's half an hour already. So we will start the first lucky draw. We would select one lucky listener from our live room of our Act Asia WeChat video account. We bring to you a gift package from Hona Organic, sponsored by Madam Kang. So our first question is, what do you pay attention to in the ingredient list when you choose healthy and sustainable food? So leave your answer in the comment area of our live room, and we will select one lucky listener to gift this package of condiment sets from Hona Organic. In 5 minutes, the result will be revealed in our live room. And when I've particularly selected a set of 100% organic condiments gift package. It's a really big one, and it's about the Mid-Autumn Festival, so it's a perfect gift for our listeners. Yes, it's a very warm heart. It's a very warm and good gift for the Mid-Autumn Festival. Thank you, Madam Kang. So in 5 minutes, you can see the result of the lucky draw in our live room. The Mid-Autumn Festival is just around the corner, which is an important occasion for Chinese families to get together. So how do we eat more healthily in this occasion? And this is of utter importance to all Chinese, I believe. And I know
其实都有出我们为了中秋节要给大家奉献的特别美好的、健康、可持续的这个大礼包。那是不是能够请二位老师以自己的产品为实战来介绍一下我们其实在做爱心的
our two guests, Chef A-Jun and Madam Kang, whether you can show us some of your gift packages, your products, so our listeners can better understand and learn about healthy ingredients. Why don't we start with Kang Kang? You can run us through the ingredient list of your product. Okay, I will open this gift package. It's a huge pack of condiment sets. And this is, just as A-Jun mentioned, completely organically fermented. So it's important for me to say that all processing methods would reduce and damage the energy of food, except for fermentation. And fermentation actually improves and increases the energy of food. We know fermentation is all about microorganisms. There are good ones and bad microorganisms. So through fermentation, our condiments can have and maintain a natural taste, flavor, and color, scent, etc. So compared with chemical processes, fermentation gives the best scent, color, and flavor of food, particularly condiments, and makes you want eat immediately. So that's what we have prepared for our listeners, our consumers. For the Mid-Autumn Festival, we have organic soybean sauce and organic other condiments. The reason we come up with this condiment set for the Mid-Autumn Festival is actually because of my match with A-Jun, because organic and light vegetarian diet together makes up a perfect diet. If we practice this lifestyle and this diet, we will get healthier. You can probably see from our appearances, we have been eating healthy organic food for years. So that gives us a natural glow on our face. So I often ask my friends, what if a food can make you and the grower and our planet healthier? Would you choose it? Well, most of people would say, of course, why not? And the answer is organic food. It's the same with organic condiments. The biggest benefit of organic condiments is that it spices up the original flavor of food. What I'm trying to say is that it makes food taste better. And also, organic condiments can balance the different taste of food. The bitter, the salty ones. So it doesn't matter if you don't know how to cook. If you have a good condiment set, you can nail a good meal. So I have a friend who runs a big company, and during the annual event of their company, they would prepare 10,000 yuan worth of gifts for their employees. So after I talked to her about our organic and condiment sets, about healthy food, she told me that that's a better option than those expensive gifts. Because when you gift people with these healthy condiments, every time they eat, they will think, well, it's very sweet of the person who gives me these condiments, this beautiful gift. So on one hand, we support the business. On the other hand, we're also supporting organic farms. Actually, many farms nowadays, despite with their good product, their good
一个问号，然后大家会觉得它太贵呀，然后不容易买呀。其实，是不是假的呀？这大概都是大家听到有机问的最多的那个问号。但是其实，就像阿军老师讲的，如果我们能多花一点钱在食物上，让我们的身体更健康和对土壤更可持续的话，大家会发现你的消费会变少了，因为很多东西你就不吃了。然后很多东西你也吃不了了。我最后结尾说一下，就
unhealthy food. Anyway, to wrap up, and the reason I'm so loyal and passionate about organic food is partly because of my work and partly because of the past years during which organic food has made my body detoxify and becomes healthier, which is invaluable.
会把钱都花在让身体吃最好
And
的
you
食物。
realize you don't have to shell out for organic food, just a bit more money every month, and you're helping yourself, helping those organic farms. If it's too difficult for you to altogether switch to organic diet, then you can start with organic condiments.
1块钱也没有那么
Think
贵。
about it.
倡导
A bottle of
我们就倡导
soy
说
sauce can be used for a month, and it costs like 30 yuan. So the expense each day is really minimal.
就像刚才您说的，这不仅自己
Okay,
吃得
thank
好，
you, Kang. Like you said, organic food doesn't only help us eat healthier, but shows our care for friends when we gift them.
从事
And
可
as
持续
we
食物，不管是从农场
visit towards
还是我们
organic
的
condiments
这些
and
从业人员
organic
来讲，
food,
是对他们
we're
的
also contributing
帮
to
助，
organic
让这个行
farms,
业能
to the
够让国人吃
entire
到更加
sector,
健康、
to the
可持
industry.
续的这
And
些
we're
食物。
also boosting this
谢谢。
trend of
这个
transit towards a healthier diet for all Chinese.
非常的棒啊！
Thank you, Kang. The gift package
老
is
师，
very
有请您来
beautiful.
分享一下。我也
What
知道
about
您
you,
把您
A-Jun? Why don't
的
you share with our
伴手
listeners?
礼，好嘞。
What do you have prepared for our lucky listener? Okay, I can see that.
这是我们的
Hello. So this is our pure vegan mooncake.
打开给大家看一下。
I'll open it to show you.
我们有一个品牌叫做玲珑树，就是我们这个品牌呢，其实没有做很多东西，我们一年只工作最多4个月吧，2个月做粽子，端午节做2个月
We
粽
work
子，中秋
only
节做
2
2个月
months
月饼。
2 months for
给大
rice
家看一
cakes
下，
and
然后呢，我
for
们的主题叫
making
做草本，
mooncake
就是我们的
made
从
out of
粽子到月饼，我们的理念都是草本的理念。
herbs. So
植物的意思，然后我们尽量就是会选择一些药食同源的、有机的、生态的一些食材。然后我们这个品牌已经做了，今年是第9年。然后就是大家也特别开心，就大家对我们特别认同。然后我们今年的月饼已经卖断货了，就是还有中秋节，其实还有很长时间，我们前几天就已经卖断货了，就说明大家很多都是去年、前年、前几年一直跟随我们的，因为我们的东西，我们
So mostly supported by our fans who have followed us for several years.
有3个月的、5个月的、有6个月的，等等等等，就是它保质期这么久呢，它肯定需要很多的添加剂进去，它才可以保质这么久。然后我们的就是只有30天，然后我们就是预定了过之后，我们这个大单都是定了之后我们才生产。所以说我们的这个月饼呢，就是很多
big orders
记忆特别的深。然后今天给大家的那个抽奖的礼品也是我们这一款。其实我们这个呢，一款里面是有8个口味，然后每一个口味其实都很经典。我们有那个我们的松茸的，然后我们有那个火焰参的，然后还有我们用绿豆用做的纯植物蛋黄的，还有那个黑松露的，竹炭黑松露的。其实我们里面有很多药食的同源，像那个黑炭。
A lot of tonic diet ingredient in our mooncakes.
还有那个
the black truffle and
佛手其实有2种，然后佛手它也是药食的同源。我们还有山楂的。
Another important ingredient in our mooncake is bergamot essence, which is also from Chinese traditional medicine. So one box covers 8 different flavors.
从南到北，我们就是找
the best quality ingredients across China. We have been working very hard to search for these good ingredients. And another thing worth mentioning is the packaging of this mooncake gift. The box is made of sugar cane waste. That is to say, after being processed into sugarcane juice, the waste was used to make this package. So it also is in line with the theme of our activity Plan Forward. Our brand has been insisting on prioritizing plant and vegan-based diet across the industrial chain. Thank you, A-Jun. Is there an ingredient list that you can run through for our listeners? Okay, you can see the words are rather small.
就是我们用的一些食材跟普通的一些传统的那些都不一样。还有一个就是我们所有的酱都是自己熬的，一般的月饼都是买的那种，什么豆沙泥、什么绿豆泥，我们所有的酱料都是自己手工熬的。然后我们所有的月饼这些酥都是纯手工做的，所以说手工做的这些东西它是有温度的。对，就是用的油，包括用的一些其他食材，我就不一一说了，因为太多了。
Raw materials are hand-picked, handmade, so I won't list all of them.
也给我们介绍了刚才的和然有机的A-Jun的手办礼，那是不是因为我知道里头其实产品包罗万象非常多，那是不是也能够请您抽出来一款比较有代表性的产品带大家来看一下它的食物配料表呢？康康老师。
好的，那我们就看这个有机糙米醋吧。对。这个有机糙米醋真的是最简单的配料表了，因为
I want to run through the ingredient table of our brown rice vinegar. It's really clean because the ingredient table only contains brown rice and water. So again, it's important you read the ingredients
在某一类食物
on your
里
daily
有可能会增
basis,
加什么。
and with time goes on, you would have this habit of reading the ingredient table when you buy food. So this brown rice vinegar has only brown rice and water in it. And the brown rice we use is also used in some medicines. If you drink 30 milliliter each day with water, it can help you lose some organ fat.
内脂就比较高，对，所以我就以这个有机糙米醋。但是其实我很想给大家用这个有机的油醋汁科普一下，大家经常会去买复合调味料，其实我在这里特别要补充这一点，就可能它没有在
And now many people like to purchase the mixed
So I have spent 3-4 years on this,
and we've been researched on it for 3 or 4 years. Why would we spend so long a time? Because without chemicals, if we want to make it compound condiment, that would be really hard. So you can see different layers. Why when you buy other products in supermarkets and there is no layers because they add a lot of chemicals inside. Some can be get out of our body, but some may be just left in our body forever. So when we use our products, you should remember to shake it and mix everything up.
特别是年轻人越来越喜欢吃各种
Especially for young people,
泰式什么什么汁，
they like to buy some Thai style sauce or Indian curry, and you can see a very long list of ingredients.
所以可能跟大家分享多一点，因为健康其实才是每一个人
I'd really share more with you guys today because health is really important for us. Yes, you've shared a lot of valuable knowledge, especially why organic food is so important for everyone. And it is also a way that you can work out because you need to shake it up before eating it. And because our time limit, then we will move on to next topic. We've been discussing about the sustainable and healthy list of ingredients, just like Mr. A-Jun proposed. When we do sustainable and healthy food, all industry insiders pay attention not only to the food itself, but also for the package, because our good food found not only promote the health of human beings, but also the health for animals and our planet. Could you please share with us? For the package of the product, how we can choose them in the supermarket. Do you have any tips for us?
好的，
Miss Kang, please.
这个是我在刚开始做有机的时候，我记得是10年还是10年的时候，
When I first started in the organic industry in 2010,
就把
we took an action.
所有的标签的材质都换成了那个再生纸，就是
We use the recyclable
的那种比较
paper as our label.
的那些要抛加那个一层抛光，它应该是加了一层
And there is kind of an out layer
所以大家可能会去
with chemicals on it, and we remove it.
所有的标签的纸都很
So if you buy products from Hona Organic, and you can find a very thin package because we use reproduced paper and we reduce the weight of our bottle. It is glass. If it is so thin, then it's hard to make it safe. But for the concern of environment, we do a lot of R&D to reduce the weight. And we also use a cap to make it more convenient for customers to use. And now we change the material into environmentally conscious one. And also we use clapboard and many reproduced paper for those advertisement materials. And sometimes my colleagues ask me, different materials will have different price, and the more environmentally friendly one may cost higher. But we will choose the expensive one because it is good for environment. So we try to use organic cotton, organic paper, and all organic materials. We try to combine our organic idea into the whole workflow of our products. And recently, we changed the package of the shipping material because sometimes the carrier is quite violent, but we want to change it into the environmentally friendly material and packaging way. So I think we can see the new product, the new package in the product this year. Is that right? And you've already placed a lot. Yes, we try to do it as much as possible, but currently we are updating more. And we, just like last year, we keep reducing the weight of the packaging. And during the producing process of our soybean sauce, we also track our carbon emission and carbon footprint. We try to make it the minimum. And we are the only company, condiment company, to track carbon footprint. And we've almost reached to the limit, to the minimum limit. But this is what we are doing quite silently, and we didn't use it as a selling point to attract customers. So our event today revealed a lot of stories behind each brand. And we hope everyone have a healthy life. So thank you, Kang, and thank you, Hona Organic, Mr. A-Jun, for the sustainable packaging. Do you have anything that you would like to share with us? And we can learn more. Mr. A-Jun. The environmentally friendly packaging is only a part of sustainable development. And we act all grow really fast among all plants. So we want to choose materials that can reduce waste or reduce cutting trees as much as possible. So from all aspects of life, we can take actions. And also in kitchens, we have a lot of waste, just like leaves or roots, we can recycle all of them. If we can make zero waste, then it would be really good for kitchens. If we can recycle those remains of food, after fermenting them, we can bury them under the ground because they just come from the ground. So after a period of time, they can be nutrients in the land and make the land more arable. So just like I said, from every aspect of our life, from clothes to food to cup, and also the package, just like what Ms. Kang has mentioned, compared to other brands, we won't have some price advantages because the cost is quite high for us. Even the cost of those packaging materials even twice higher than other brands. But if our product performs well, then other brands may also turn to our way. And if other brands have less orders, then there won't be further development. Even though we have higher cost and low profit, but we also want to share this idea of life to our consumers and to other companies. We want to inspire other companies and other friends to build this sustainable lifestyle. Yes, especially in recent years, people pays attention and also reach a consensus to the overpackaging because the packaging may cost even up to 85% of the price. So we should try to find a solution to protect our planet with the development of technology. The online shopping has developed rapidly. So we encourage our customers to buy sustainable products and reduce the burden of our earth. And at the same time, to keep the convenience of online shopping for consumers. Thank you for your sharing. From healthy, sustainable list of ingredients, and also sustainable and healthy package. Everyone should have a healthy and sustainable life attitude. Food, sports, all aspects may have impacts on a healthy lifestyle. So I hope in the future we can have more opportunities to discuss more about these kind of sustainable life with you. And I really wish everyone to look as young, as energetic as Mr. A-Jun and Ms. Kang. So I believe that in our live stream meeting room, our audience have gained a lot of knowledge. And now it will be the last round of our lucky draw. That is the gift box brought by Mr. A-Jun. Please follow the WeChat account of Act Asia and you can interact with us in our live streaming room. What is your opinion? The question is, what is your opinion on the sustainable packaging of food when you choose or selecting products? What's your opinion on sustainable packaging? You can type your answer into the chat box into the WeChat account of Asia. Time flies. Now, let's welcome Mingyuan. Hi, Mingyuan, can you hear me? Good evening. And for our last question, That is, what kind of factors will you pay attention to when you see the list of ingredients? And some of our audience say that they will pay attention to the organic raw materials and whether there are so much additives. When they see some words representing for chemicals, and they will be really cautious. And also preservative additives. One of our audience say, it is quite curious that we tend to choose some products with certain ingredients.
Some people may prefer organic or food from fermentation. So this listener wants to know what are some other ingredients that we should look out for, that we should avoid as we make purchasing choices. So who can answer this question? Our two guests. A-Jun, why don't you? Okay. So if I am in a supermarket, what I would be looking out for would be just like what I said earlier. I would pay attention to the length of the ingredient list, the words, less words again, less words on the ingredient list. Say if I'm buying a sesame sauce, the ingredient list should only contain sesame and water. That would be the best case scenario. And also, we have been doing some semi-products earlier. I talked that I started with animal-derived products. Well, I didn't mention them at all in the live streaming, but you should look out for ingredients like hydrogen peroxide and other chemical ingredients, particularly hydrogen peroxide, which are widely used in chemical experiments. And people would use hydrogen peroxide to process some animal-derived food. For example, soak some chicken feet or some sort of meat for a whole night, then the skin of the meat will become really white and appear good to consumers. And also 90% of chefs in China don't know how to correctly use additives. They don't know how much of additives to use as they cook. It was the same for me 10 years ago. I had no idea about how much additives to use in my cook to prepare meat. So that's a heads up warning for you. If you see chemical ingredients like hydrogen, etc., that would not be good. So again, less word and no chemical ingredients. Choose the organic one. Okay, thank you. Kang, back to you. What would you be looking out for when you buy a product? Well, A-Jun has been smiling as he shared with our listeners, and I can so relate with him. So the reason I started with this organic industry is that I was curious about what is organic. Well, then I learned that non-organic food requires pesticides, chemicals, antibiotics, etc., in the growing and processing, so that cannot be called as organic. So starting at that time, I became more aware to the raw materials when I order in a restaurant. For example, if I'm ordering, I would say less salt, less other additives. That has become my catchphrase when I order in a restaurant. So we cannot read the ingredient list if it's not a processed food product. For example, if you are buying vegetables in a supermarket, there is no ingredient list. Then you should choose the fresh ones, locally sourced, seasoned vegetables. That will be the best. So I would say just choose the cheapest ones. And the cheapest ones are usually locally sourced and usually seasoned and less additives in it. So don't feel that we are talking trash about packaged food. It's not. It's because we're in this industry. So we want to tell the facts to our listeners. Again, very important. Read the ingredient list, especially for families with kids. Our body, in fact, only needs food. We don't need chemical ingredients or any additives. If the ingredients all combined together from various of products we consume each day would certainly cause some damage and harm to our body. And also, about condiments, I really want to share with you a really brief share about condiments. We were cooperating with a eco-friendly kitchen, and following our cooperation, he threw away 1/3 of all the condiments in his kitchen because they were not good anymore. Because people tend to stick to the same condiments for a long time. So it's really important that we read the ingredient list and identify for chemical ingredients and additives, because we consume condiments every day. Whatever food we're cooking, condiments are always there. So again, look out for chemical ingredients in your condiments, because that's something that we consume every single day, every meal. Okay, that's all I want to share. Back to you, Monica. Okay, thank you, Kang. It's really important, really excellent what you have shared with our listeners. It all came back to condiments and to its impact on our health. And that is why all of us should pay attention and pay more attention to reading ingredient list and to eat more healthily, more sustainably. That's all the time we have for today. We still have 5 live streams coming to you, covering sustainable consumption, nutrition lectures, and cooking activities. So same time this Wednesday, we will have our guests from Indonesia to share with us the positive influence of empty place campaign in Indonesian communities. We now have the result of our lucky draw. Our first lucky listener is Momo. Second is 3 meals in 4 seasons to spoil you. Okay, again, thank you, Kang and A-Jun, and all our listeners. Thank you for your interaction. So, plant-based life for a sustainable future. Stay tuned and see you on Wednesday. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.